may live. Go ahead.
That thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
That's so simple, ain't it? That's so simple. And it's, what he's asking, what he's offering, that's not too much to ask. Just listen to him, keep his commandments, and he's going to bless us, give us the land. At that time, he's going to call us kings and queens and all these things, give us, everything that we so desire now, right? That's desirable. That's not hard. Now let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus. We're gonna go to 19. Now I'm taking you a roundabout way because I really want to get to Exodus 32. But I want to remind you. I want to refresh you some things. I want some things in your mind that is fresh because we forget. So let's start off Exodus 19. And do a little quick refresher course here. Exodus 19, pick it up at verse 1. Exodus 19 and verse 1. All right, brother, go ahead.
In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount.
Okay, so he says the 3rd month. This is the 3rd month after Israel has come out of Egypt. Okay, and they're in the wilderness. Verse 3.
And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Okay, so the Lord's telling Moses, hey, Moses, go down there and you tell these people, say, hey, I'm the God that brought you out of Egypt. Now, if you obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, says you will be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And again, he said, and ye shall be a king. He's like, if you keep my commandments, if you obey my voice, look at the blessing I'm willing to bestow upon you, right? It's always hear and obey and watch the blessings come. You see the how it works with the Lord? He gives you a clear choice. You can hear and you can choose to obey or not. But if you obey, he says, if you hear and obey, look at what I'll do for you. You'll be a peculiar treasure and a treasure unto me above all people, he says. Okay, go verse 6. Go ahead.
And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
A peculiar treasure, a kingdom of priests, and a holy nation. That's all we got to do is hear and obey, and we get to be this. That's desirable, right? That's the others, not the dollar. That's the $1 million right there. You see what I'm saying? That's the big money. That's the big money. Go ahead.
7.
Come on.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord has spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord.
So Moses, he placed in front of them the option that the Lord has laid before them. Okay, and they said, they weighed their options, and they said, okay, well this looks like a good plan for us. This looks good. All we got to do is listen to this guy that has brought us out of captivity. He's going to make us a nation of priests. And we'll take that deal, Lord. So they said with their mouth now, they have chosen wisely, right? Simple. They have chosen wisely. Sounds good. Keep going.
9.
Come on.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee
Mhm.
and believe thee forever.
Mhm.
And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord.
Okay, now I read that. Now I know we read over this, but I wanted to be a refresher. And the Lord spake unto Moses and said, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you. So they know who this is talking. They know who they're dealing with. They may hear thee and believe thee forever. When Moses, so they're hearing this and they know this, the God of Israel talking, and they did this on purpose so they would believe forever. Shouldn't be no mistake. He wants you to know who he's serving. He wants you to know who you're serving. And that's why I said what I said all the time. When we are showing people what we do out of this bar, let me say it this way. When we do things, we need to be able to show out of this Bible what it is that we do. We keep a feast day. Why we keep the feast day? Let me show you out of this Bible. It makes it clear. That way it helps to identify the God of Israel. You can't confuse us with the sun worshipers. We ain't dealing with that. So he is very clear here. Skip down to verse 12. Go ahead.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about.
Okay, now so first let me put this picture in your mind. All right. So up to this point, there hasn't been a whole lot of when the Lord speaks, a whole lot of trembling. If y'all remember reading up to this point, the Lord speaking, it ain't like, let me step back. They can handle it at this point. They can handle this. They can handle hearing Moses talk to the Lord in this dark cloud, and they aren't running for their lives, right? So now he said, okay, Moses, here's what I want you to do. Start at the top of 12.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death.
Okay, so he's saying, look, because he knows, look, they don't have the proper theory just yet. So they hear me talking to you, Moses, and they ain't scared, like they're going to be. But somebody, because somebody's going to do it. They're going to say somebody, and they're going to get ahead and go, who is Moses? Moses can go over there. Why can't I go over there? Moses ain't better than me. Why can't I go up there up to the mountain here and talk to God or something? Somebody probably get that in their head, right? So the Lord said, you set the bounds, unto the people around, and take heed to yourselves that they go not into the mount or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death. So he made it clear, you touch this mountain, I'm going to kill you. Okay, that should be enough. But there's always, like I said, some of y'all Hebrews is crazy. Some of y'all crazy. You're going to test anything. Verse 13.
There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man. It shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount.
So he's very, like I tell it all the time, the Lord don't play with you, and he's very specific. When he threatens your life, he is very specific so he don't have to kill you. Because he don't want to, but if you don't listen, it's going to get you killed. So it always behooves you to pay attention when the Lord is talking and understand exactly what he wants. That's how you live. That's why this is the book of life. This is how you get life. That's why these words are in here, to gain life, to get life. Don't touch this mountain. Don't even if, heaven forbid, even a swallow fly over there. He's going to drop dead. The Lord just said, don't come up to this mountain. Where you at? Verse 16, go ahead.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. Okay, so now you see how the Lord switched. He got serious now, right? He said, I'll put these bounds here, and I don't want y'all come up here. Don't come up here, because y'all be getting crazy. Don't come up here. I'm gonna have to kill you. And now he said, you can come up here when the trumpet sounds. Then you can come up to the mountain. You can come up to the bounds. Don't cross over it though. He said, when I sound that trumpet. But now you see he's getting more. He's intensifying the seriousness and the fear that we need to have of him.
He's intensifying that. He says, and it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunderings and lightnings. Before it's just the dark, the top of the cloud. I mean, it's on fire, but it's, it's dark. It's dark up there. Now it's thundering and lightning up there, and it's a whole different scenario going on than what we had yesterday. There's a whole different. Something is changing here. He says, and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and a voice of the trumpet exceeding loud. As when these speakers have that feedback and get that loud noise, and you're like, ooh, TC, do something. Everybody looking back at TC like he can fix that. do something. It's annoying, right? It's annoying and loud. But now they got this trumpet blowing loud, but now it's exceeding loud. That's the point where, okay, I can hear it, I can handle it, but it's getting to the point where it's about to make my head explode loud. Exceeding loud, right? So that all the people that was in the camp trembled. They so cool about it now, right? Now you got these Hebrews in camp trembling. You understand? I'm trying to build up this atmosphere. You can understand how the Lord's dealing with these people. Now everybody, he probably don't need the boundaries no more. I don't think anybody's considering rushing the mountain anymore, because now it's thundering, lightning, and with the trumpets going. Probably don't need that, but just in case there's a few. He says, but everybody in the camp now is trembling. Verse 17.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount.
Okay, so now they come up here, but we're going to stand at the farthest part of this mountain. We ain't trying to get all the way up there, Moses. Something's up there. Something is crazy. But we'll stand at the nether part of the mount. Go ahead.
And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke.
Altogether on a smoke. Go ahead.
Because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace. And the whole mount quaked greatly.
See, that's a great contrast from just the Lord speaking through, from a dark. How does that? Through a darkness, and it called. Where was that? Huh? No. Early on, he spoke out of the darkness. He spoke. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee. That's a huge contrast now, right? There's a thick cloud, and you hear the voice of the Lord talking. It sounds like a conversation. Now he's up there with the mountain on top on fire, and trumpets blowing, and it probably, it's a whole different thing. Like what happened here? But go ahead.
19.
Come on.
And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice.
So now it reached the crescendo. That means the very top of this ordeal. And Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. Okay? Keep going.
And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount. And Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them.
See, he's still threatening them. Don't come up here, I'm going to kill you. He's still threatening these people. See, clear choice. You can stay down here and listen to this and see all the fireworks, and you'll be fine. Or you can try to come on up here, but you're going to die. Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to the mount. 23. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, that thou shalt come up, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee, but let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. So
the Lord made it very clear, gave him a choice. But see, and you start wondering, okay, so why does he keep it? Because people said when I was a kid, I had a couple uncles, they used to raise chickens, okay? And these chickens, there was we called them pullets. And there's always some pullets in the bunch. You always got some pullets. The chickens are smart, okay? And like if there's a chicken hawk flying above, overhead, they'll run right to the rooster for protection. They'll run right, all the hens, they will run right straight to that rooster so that he will protect them. If there was a weasel or a fox about, the hens, they run straight to the rooster for protection. And that rooster will die defending those hens. He'll die for them. So they know, they're smart. But you have the pullets. These pullets, there's always some pullets in the bunch. And the pullets, they don't, for some reason, they lose their minds. And they will venture off. They'll run, they see the fox or the weasel, and all the hens run towards the rooster, but the pullets, they run off by themselves. And then the fox or the weasel run out there and snatch them. Made it easy for them, right? They always got to pull it. So I'm thinking, with this, the Lord has said, keep these bounds up here, because there's a few pullets in Israel. Some of them are going to get all emotional and get the Holy Ghost in them, and they're going to run for the mountain, because that's what we do. We start getting the Holy Ghost, and then the next thing you know, everybody's crazy. But it's clear-cut choices. Clear-cut choices. Choose wisely. Go into chapter 20 and verse 1. Chapter 20, verse 1. Go ahead.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Okay, so he introduced, I am the God that brought you out of Egypt. You shall have no other gods before me, right? He's telling you, again, one God. There should be no confusion among Israel at this point. They just left a nation who had multiple gods. And this God is making it clear to them there is one God. I am him. I'm the one that brought you out of Egypt, right? There should be no confusion. None, right? I'm looking at everybody. I want to see heads. Yes. Everybody understands, right? One God here. Okay. Because I don't understand the confusion later on. I'm totally baffled by the confusion later on. Skip down to verse 18. Verse 18, go ahead.
And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they were moved and stood afar off.
See, okay, now they have the proper respect and fear for God, right? That's what that's telling you, right? Okay, the mountain is shaking and quaking, probably about to fall on top of us. And so they moved, they stepped back. They took a step back. Go ahead.
And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die.
So they said, look, Moses, you talk to us. Don't let that God up there in that mountain say nothing to us. He's about to bring the whole mountain down on us. We want to converse with him, but let's you talk to us, okay, Moses? Whatever he say to you, tell you, you come tell us. That's now having a proper respect for God. They got a proper perspective now, right? You see what I'm saying? You seen how this mood changed? This whole mood changed. Okay, so now we got a proper perspective and fear for God out of these Hebrews, right? Let's see where we at.
Verse 20.
Go ahead.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
So he made this spectacle to help them understand. Moses said, fear not, for God has come to prove you. He's gave you a choice. Now, what choice are you going to make? That's how you prove somebody. That either you're going to serve me or you're not. What you going to do? I'm going to give you a test. You're going to serve me or not. This God has said, he's come to prove you. And he says, and that his fear may be before your faces. For what reason?
That you sin not.
That you sin not. He did all this spectacle so that you learn, and you don't do what I ask. This cat that's got the mountain on fire, that's literally burning down the mountain, you're going to have to deal with me. That's proper setting things in order, right? The proper perspective. That gives me the proper fear of the right dude. I understand now who I'm dealing with. We've done this so that you know not to sin. So that you know not to sin. Keep going.
21. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver.
Again, now he's being very clear. You've seen me. You've seen what I've done. I've talked with you from heaven. So there's no mistaking who you're talking to. Now I want you to know, do not make any other gods. Clear. Go ahead.
Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold.
Now that's not hard to figure out what he wants, right? Because he just told us what he wants and what he don't want. Just like when we was in the garden, when Adam was in the garden, he's clear. You can eat this tree, but you can't eat that tree. Very clear, right? Don't make no other gods before me. We finished that? Exodus 32. Exodus 32. This is why I can't understand the confusion. I'm so baffled. 32 and verse 1. Exodus 32 and verse 1. Go ahead.
And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount.
Okay, now this is some 40 days and 40 nights and some change later. 40 days and 40 nights and change later. Moses delayed to come down out of the mount. Go ahead.
The people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods.
Make us gods. Go ahead.
Which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
Y'all see how funky Israel gets? Y'all, something wrong with y'all. Yeah, I'm just being real. I'm just being real with y'all. Something wrong with our people. There's something I can't never put my finger on it. I mean, as many times we've read this, and many times we go over this, it just still strikes me every time I read it how funky we get. Okay, Moses delayed to come down and say, and they so Aaron apparently, he's chilling. Aaron's off sleep somewhere. He's chilling. He's good. And they said, "Up, Aaron, get up, make us gods." I mean, he had to what? We have to say. Didn't he just tell us don't have no other gods? Right? Now up and make us gods. We know, as for this Moses, like he was, like Moses, some kind of small cat. After this Moses, we don't know what happened to him. But up and make us gods. Go ahead.
And Aaron said unto them.
And he didn't say no, right? Did he say Aaron say no in there? Did I miss that? Aaron didn't say no, go pound rocks. Y'all go kick sand or something. I'm not doing that. No, Aaron gets up. Aaron said unto them, go ahead.
Break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Now see, and look, Aaron, God love him. Aaron obviously is not the alpha dog. He's not the alpha male. Aaron's more of a follower. He needs Moses there to keep him in line. He's like, I know he's older than Moses, but obviously he's not the alpha male here. He's not the he's the homie. He's a good wingman. We need a wingman. Call Aaron, right? Don't expect him to lead you nowhere. And so Moses says, Aaron says, break off the golden earrings which are in your ears and your wives. Of your sons and your daughters, and bring them unto me. Verse 3.
And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool. After he had made it a molten calf. And they said,
and again, now I don't understand the confusion. Because I was very meticulous and took you through that and made it, everything seems so clear. It seems so crystal clear. And then we get to this point. How do we get to this point? I'm trying to understand how we get to this. Go ahead.
These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
What? I'm so confused. These be thy gods? You mean the earrings, the gold earrings, and all the stuff you just took off these Hebrews around about and put in this iron, this fire? and what made this molten calf. This is the God that brought me out of Egypt, right? Not the God some 40 days and 40 nights ago that had the whole mountain on fire, right? But this thing now, I'm befuddled. I'm so befuddled. But that's not why I came here. It's not why I came here. So they did. So Aaron does this. Go ahead, keep going.
5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it.
Mhm.
And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
Okay, see now they're gonna made this false god, and Aaron now he has proclaimed a feast to the Lord, right? So now, y'all know with Israel, we start feasting. So now it's a party, right? It's a party. So now I want you to understand. I want you to understand this atmosphere. I want you to understand what's going on here. So now they got this new false beast, and they got this false god and this feast where they're partying, right? Now Israel, when we party, we party, right? I mean, there's ain't no line. Like especially if we know we right, there is nothing on earth louder than an Israelite that knows he's right about something. There ain't nothing louder than that. If he knows he's partying, he's got God, he thinks he has God behind him, you ain't gonna tell him nothing, and he's gonna be partying right, loud. So these cats, they are living it up, right? They understand that. You get the atmosphere of this. What's going on here? So they're partying it up. And it's verse 6.
And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
See what I'm saying? They partying hard. And when you say they rose up to play, now they're partying without the clothes off. They ain't no nice way to put it. They done lost their minds partying, right? Right? Crazy. So we have the understanding what this atmosphere is like. Verse 7.
And the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves.
And see, in my mind, I see all this is like a movie script playing out in my mind. It's a whole movie just playing out in my mind. So first you have the calf being made, and then the feast, and then they're all playing and dancing, and you get, like, I can see the golden calf on a pedestal with some lights shining down on it, and it's, you have the whole movie thing going with it, and they're all dancing around it and having a great old time, and then the scene switches to Moses having this conversation with God. It's like, Moses, I want you to go down there. I want you to tell them about the Sabbath day, and I want you to tell them about and then either the Lord hears or something calls his attention what these people are doing. And he says, all right, Moses, go get thee down for, and the discourse between God and Moses is priceless to me. For thy people, see, God said, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. See, God threw us completely under the bus right off the bat. Gave us to Moses. Gave us straight up to Moses. Go ahead.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them.
Mm-hmm.
They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Now I know when God told Moses this, I know he couldn't even believe that. Because wait a minute, God, can you run that by me again? I jumped the track. Build that brick wall up again so I can understand. They built them a what? A molten calf. Anything but a cow? Come on. So they built them a molten calf, and that is what led them out of Egypt now. I know Moses couldn't even believe it. Verse 9.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
They are stiff-necked, hard-headed, and I don't even know what's wrong with us. I can't even understand it. Verse 10.
Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation.
So I see, look, man, just go ahead and let me alone. I'm not even gonna fool with them. I'm wiping them out, Moses, and I'll talk to you later. I'm get rid of them. Go ahead and skip down Go ahead and skip down to 15. Go ahead.
And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the two tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both their sides. On the one side and on the other were they written.
So Moses has to leave the Lord's presence, go down there and deal with these crazy Hebrews. Now he has these two tables of stone, right? That's written by the fingers of God. It's written by the fingers of God. If it would have been me, I'd have been excited about that. Man, look at, ready to run back and show Israel. Look what, God did this with his two hands, his two fingers. This, but he come back here and Israel is out of their mind, just partying and just and crazy. Go ahead.
And the tables were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God, graven upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there was a noise of war in the camp.
Then I forgot about Joshua standing by. It's Joshua's front. Joshua's waiting on Moses to come down, and Joshua hears, like he says here, and Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, and he said to Moses, what did he say to Moses?
There is a noise of war in the camp.
He thought Israel was being attacked. He thought all the enemies that are round about Moab and Ammon, all those nations were around about were attacking Israel. So he thought there was a noise of war in the camp. And what did Moses say?
And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery.
So it's not the voice of them that are shouting for mastery. In other words, it's not the voice of the attacker shouting to attack. It's not them. Go ahead.
Neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome.
Neither is it those that are being overtaken by the army that is infiltrating. Go ahead.
But the noise of them that sing do I hear.
He said, but the noise of them that sing, feasting and acting a fool. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh into the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
And break them beneath the mount.
So he come down and see all this, and those precious tablets that he got written by the finger of God, he just cast them aside because he's so mad. And again, like I said, can you imagine the atmosphere? Moses comes down to this camp and sees all this craziness and this calf probably up on a pedestal with lights and all that all around it going on. And he can't even believe. I wouldn't even believe it. I mean, I know Moses couldn't even understand what was going on. Right? You see this craziness? Go ahead.
20.
Come on.
And he took the calf which they had made and burned.
Okay, but now understand this. All right, so but they didn't know what happened according to them. We know not what happened to that Moses. Well, they're probably with the head snapping and all that. We don't know what happened to that Moses, right? So now Moses comes back down out of the mountain, and you know how it was party and whatnot then. Okay, so it's probably silence now, because he done come down out of the mountain. Broke the stones in front of everybody, and you know how the record, when the record's playing that in the silence, yeah, that probably put a stop to that. So now dig this atmosphere. So now he's gonna take this cat, right? He's getting ready to grind it up, and you can imagine they know that all the people was around acting crazy and feasting and enjoying what was going on a second ago. Now they're like, oh. You know the boss done walked in, caught y'all with your hand in the money till, right? You caught. So now silence, right? Everybody's probably quiet. You could hear a mouse fart now. It's that quiet in here, right? So Moses said, so what verse where you at? Start at the top of that.
And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it.
That's it. You see that? So they watch Moses. Take this calf, burn it in the fire, ground it to powder. This ain't a quick process. This ain't like he just took the thing and threw it in the fire and made this. He ground it in front of them. He ground this thing out, and you know it was silence because nobody's smart, bold enough to talk right now because they're in trouble. He grounds this thing into powder, strawed it up upon the waters. In other words, what he does is he take that powder and he sprinkle it upon the water. And then it says he made the children of Israel to drink of it, all of them. He made them all drink of this, what he just did. Because partakers one, partakers all. One of us is in this sin, then all of us are in it together. Just like what he did with Achan. Y'all remember when Achan messed up and took the cursed thing. He killed his whole family, didn't he? God, the Lord killed his whole family. You ain't just not just one of you, I'm getting all of you. So Moses made them to drink of it. All of Israel drank of this. And I'm telling you, it's quiet. It's so quiet you can hear a pin drop. There's no speaking. Verse 21.
And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them?
Because look, I gotta know, what did they drag you out by your, how they make you to make a molten calf and bring this sin upon you like this? What could they possibly have done to cause this? That's what it would have had to take something terrible to make me do this. And he wants to know, Aaron, what did this? How did this happen? What did Aaron say?
And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief.
Don't get mad at me, bro. You left me here with these people. You know it's crazy when you left me. You know they are set on mischief. Don't get mad at me. Verse 23.
For they said unto me, Make us gods, which shall go before us.
Mm-hmm.
For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
So he did what we all do. He's throwing it back a little bit. Look, man, he probably in a pimp voice. Baby, these people, man, they crazy. They come in, they talking bad about you, man. Don't get mad at me. They talking bad about you. They didn't, this Moses that they brought us up here. He said, they know what. And they asked me to make this calf. Where you at?
24.
Go ahead.
And I said unto them, Whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf.
So man, I told him, break me off some change, and I'll make this calf for you. And out come this calf, baby. I didn't have nothing to do with this. I just put the money in, and it came out a calf. I mean, this guy, I put some humor in because I can't understand any other way. I can't understand this. I am befuddled, and because the Lord just made it clear. He told him, don't make silver, don't take some silver and make gods, and he just told them that. And here they are right at that. I'm lost. I'm so lost. But here's what I've got to you. Here's what I get to. Okay. We can always get ourselves into situations like this. But the Lord, first of all, is very merciful. Now, at this point, he will give you a choice. I don't want to have to kill you right now, but I'm going to give you a choice. You can either choose to serve me one more time. You can choose to serve me, or you can follow this calf. It's your choice. Feel free. You are free to, go with the calf. Okay? Go ahead.
25.
Come on.
And when Moses saw that the people were naked.
That's the other thing. It was like, okay, I'm dealing with you, understand? And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute. Why are they naked? Why are they jumping? Why are they running around here naked? It's just like I said, this movie's going in my head. But go ahead.
For Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who is on the Lord's side?
Now here's that choice. Here's that clear-cut choice. The Lord always gives you a choice. When you have messed up, the Lord's going to, he most of the time, he will give you a clear choice to choose. Who is on the Lord's side, he said. Go ahead.
Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp.
So he gathered these Levites together, Tell, you know, I want every one of you that's on my side, come on over here, gird you up, get your sword by your side, and go out from gate to gate so that you can go out and give hugs and kisses and you know, be nice to the people, right? Because that's what the Lord, that's what God is, right? The fluffy, he would never hurt nobody. He wouldn't kill nobody, right? Not this God, right? No. The Levites ain't carrying swords just for decoration. Go ahead.
And slay every man his brother.
Slay just some of them.
Every man his
he
brother.
He said slay every man his brother. Yeah, the Lord don't play. He does not play. He told you don't do this, and you do that very thing. What you think he's going to do? Slay every man his brother. Go ahead.
And every man his companion. And every man his neighbor.
Go ahead.
And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
And that's, you know, that's not nearly as many as I would have thought he would have killed. Obviously, they did some real fast repenting. They did some real fast getting it right real quick. Go ahead.
For Moses had said, consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day.
So the Lord makes it clear, gave you clear-cut choice. All you got to do is choose wisely. All you have to do is choose wisely. But even if you find yourself in a situation where you done messed up, more than likely he'll give you an opportunity to get it right, but you better choose wisely. You must choose wisely. All right. John 14. John 14. We're going to pick it up at verse 1. I just had, you know, I always love going through there because that's just one of them stories I can't understand. John 14, pick it up at verse 1 and go ahead.
Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me.
Jesus talking here. Go ahead.
In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
So the Lord, see, Jesus tells us, in my Father's house there are many mansions. And if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so. But he says here, I'm going to prepare a place for you. So that's what Jesus let them know. I'm getting ready to go somewhere to prepare a place so that you can join me, right? It's simple. He's simple talk, but it's never quite so simple with the Lord. Go ahead, verse 3.
And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know.
Okay, so verse 4, he says kind of a lot here. He says, and whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. So wherever Jesus is going, he indicates to us, we know how to get there. We know how to get to this place that he's going, right? That's what he's telling you. I'm here to go somewhere, but you know the way how to get there. Verse 5.
Thomas saith unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way?
So Thomas, I believe this is the same Thomas, doubting Thomas, Didymus, however it's pronounced. He said, Lord, how you know, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? But Thomas doesn't realize, yeah, you do know the way. You know, you may not realize you have the directions in right in front of you. I've been giving them to you all this time. You may not realize that. Verse 6.
Jesus saith unto him, I am the way.
I am the what?
The way.
Jesus said, I am the way. Go ahead.
The truth. And the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
No man cometh to the Father but by me. Jesus saying, look, I have been with you all this time. I have been teaching you to keep the commandments. I have been showing you how to live the commandments. I have shown you the way, right? He's saying, I am the way. He's saying, he didn't say there's multiple ways, right? He said, I am the way. I am the way. So there's only one way. There's only one God. He done told us that in Ephesians 4. We started out talking about one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God, one Father of all. One way. Jesus said, I am the way to the Father. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Thomas didn't really understand it, but now I bet he understands. Okay, we got to follow Jesus. He's the way. That's the way. One choice. One clear-cut choice. Choose wisely. John 10. Go ahead. John 10, verse 1. Go ahead.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, He that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
Mm-hmm.
But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep.
So the Lord here again, it's in red. Jesus talking again. He said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, that he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber." So he said, "Look, there is only one way to get in. You got to come in by the door. You come in some other way, then you are a thief and a robber." Again, one way, right? One choice. One way, one choice. Where you at, verse 3?
3.
Go ahead.
To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
So he said, you come the right path. You come to the door, to him the porter openeth. They will open that door. He says, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. Verse 4.
And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers.
So we're supposed to know his voice. We're supposed to, when we hear these scriptures, we're supposed to know when somebody's reading some scriptures and they start reading funny Bibles, you hear that, it's like, I didn't know, I hear, but something ain't quite right. You know, you always feel that, right? I mean, even when somebody's reading out of the New International Version or something or other. You know, it might start off right, but then it starts getting on that path. His sheep know his voice. Well, I can tell. I can almost always tell when they're reading out one of the funny Bibles. His sheep will know his voice, for they know not the voice of strangers. Go ahead, or skip down. Verse 7.
Then said Jesus unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
See, he's making you understand. You're always going to know, my sheep are always going to know my voice. You're always going to know when you start reading out these funny versions, funny Bibles, and they start telling you, well, you know, you don't really have to have unleavened bread for 7 days. Okay, well, now I know something crazy. Well, because that's not the voice of our master talking right there, right? Well, you don't really have to. Sabbath day is not really a 24-hour period. No, that's not what the books say. It's a 24-hour period. Don't get it twisted. His sheep know his voice. That's it, and that's why he wants you to always know the God of Israel versus these other gods. You ain't gonna get caught up in that. He don't want you to get caught up in that. Go ahead and finish that.
11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep.
That's some cats like Creflo Dollar. He's a hireling. He don't care nothing about his flock. All he's there to get his money. And as soon as he see the wolf coming, he run. And then the sheep get killed because he don't care. He's a hireling. But the Lord, he don't care. He wants you to put in he wants you to put in your heart and your time to give it to him. Not somebody that's behind this pulpit not giving you the truth. Isaiah 1. Your sheep know his voice. Isaiah 1, we're going to pick it up at verse 1. All right, brother, go ahead and read.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
See, I hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord hath spoken, have nourished and brought up children, and they rebelled against me. You hard-headed rascals. Go ahead.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Mm-hmm.
But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
So what's wrong with us? An ox knows his master, and the ass knows his master's crib. But Israel don't know nothing. We don't have enough sense to come in out the rain. Go ahead.
Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity,
Mm-hmm.
a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
Go ahead.
Why should ye be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole heart faint.
Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot even into the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
You see, what's, I mean, we so messed up to the point we don't even know we're messed up. That's bad. That's it. I heard my brother Rashad read this last week. I was even when I was so out of it. But I woke up just never heard him talking about this, and then I faded back out. But I heard my brother read this last week. Verse 7.
Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour in your presence, and it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard,
Mm-hmm.
as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
And you see that, and this is why we always have to learn to appreciate the covenant that the Lord made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because otherwise, he'd have been and wiped us out. But he's not a covenant breaker. We're the covenant breakers. He is not a covenant breaker. And he said he's left a very small remnant that otherwise we should have been like Sodom and Gomorrah. Go ahead.
10. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom.
He's kind of being insulting. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Go ahead.
Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah.
Go ahead.
To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me?
Saith
the Lord God. I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks.
I've had enough. I'm fed up with your sacrifices. Go ahead.
Or of lambs, or of he goats. When ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand? To tread my courts.
Come on.
Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me.
Mm-hmm.
The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting.
Can you imagine? I mean, he's seen us defiling his Sabbaths and his new moons and the burning of incense so much that the smoke just fills his nose and just an annoyance to him. We are just got so raunchy and nasty. Just even keeping the Sabbath is disgusting to him. That's how bad we got. That's terrible. That's it. That is absolute. And then we got the nerve sometimes to be indignant at other nations talking about who being mad at the white man. What? We the ones that are crazy. We're the ones that are crazy. When we got to get ourselves, we got to turn it around. This is what all I'm saying. We got to choose right. But he says, I can't. He says, your new moons, your Sabbaths, and these. I can't. He said, I can't. I can't. I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even a solemn meeting. Now, sun worship will tell you, see, you don't have to keep these Sabbaths no more. He just said he don't want it no more. No, that's not what he said. He didn't say that. Verse 14.
Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
See, he don't want you to do it no more, right? No. Go ahead.
And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
So no, he don't want these things if we're going to do it in vain. And you ain't serious about about coming here, keeping the holy convocation, keeping the holy convocation like the Lord commanded, and keeping the Sabbath day like it's supposed to be kept. You ain't serious about keeping yourself clean, eating clean and doing these things. So don't bother to come. The Lord, you ain't pressing me. I don't care. Like I say, I love y'all. Don't take it personal. I don't care if you don't come or not. It's I'm glad to see you because I know you're, please the Lord to have you in here, and that's who you should be coming for. Should be coming here, to receive a blessing from the Lord, to please the Lord. That's what it's all about. I'm trying to please the Lord. I mean, I hope y'all happy to see me, but I don't care. I mean, I come here because I'm trying to do the Lord's work. I come here to serve God, and everybody should be in here trying to serve God, and that's what He wants. He wants service. He don't want these. He don't want you, just in here trying to show off. Verse 16.
Wash you, make you clean.
Come on.
Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes.
Uh-huh.
Cease to do evil.
Wash you and make yourself clean. Put away evil and cease to do evil. Cease to do evil. That's all. That's all. Cease to do evil. Go ahead.
Learn to do well.
Learn to do well. Go ahead.
Seek judgment.
Wait a minute. You can't judge me, right? You can't judge me. Ain't that the saying? Don't judge. Who's Isaiah think he is telling us to seek judgment? Who's Isaiah's taking quite a lot upon himself, right? Learn to do well, seek judgment. If you seek judgment, that's how you keep yourselves in line. That's how we keep each other in check. If I get crazy and I start thinking about trying to sleep with somebody else's, some other man's wife, and I ask my brother here for counsel, his counsel should keep me in line. That's how I seek judgment. That's how we seek judgment from one another, right? We keep each other in check. We shouldn't, the words, you can't judge me, should never come out of a servant of God's mouth. That's crazy. Keep going.
Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow.
Go ahead.
Come now, and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
Ooh, although your sins be as scarlet, that means red, like your hands are full of just red with blood. He said they will be as white as snow. That's what we're trying. We want our garments white. That's what we want. We want our garments white. Go ahead.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
That's forgiveness. That's grace, as he's talking about there. Go ahead.
If ye be willing and obedient,
but if there's that big word again,
ye shall eat the good of the land.
If you be willing and obedient, then he's going to tell you again. He gives you a choice. You can anytime you see if, that means there's a choice following, right? If you be willing and obedient, here's the good. I'm going to show you all the good you get. You shall eat the good of the land. But what?
But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken.
So it's either good. He told you life and good, death and evil, right? His choice is always two. It's always two choices, two plain, clear choices. But you got to make up your own mind. What you like? You either want the life and the good, or you want the death and the evil. It's just that simple. It's that simple. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let's go on to Mark 10.